Crystal clinked. Judgment murmured. Lily, downtown's costliest French room, glowed like ice. My father's 60th in candlelight and chill smiles. I'm Mara Ellison, 29, youngest of 3. The sanctioned outlier. They call me Mar, as if clipping a syllable could file me down. I smoothed my plain black blazer, department store reliable, as my sister Clara had noted, and sipped water. Around us, couture, watches, diamonds bright as accusations. Mar, darling, my mother Vivian sang. Sure you won't have wine, your father's treating. Water's fine, I'm working later. My brother Edward paused over foie gras. Still pulling shifts at that diner? 3 years? 4, I said. Blue Finch Cafe, Clara sighed, Cartier chiming. With your Stanford degree. Daddy, remember when she refused Ellison Capital's analyst track? Junior VP by now. Dad looked up from his phone. Let's not rehash disappointments. Celebrate. If only they knew about the signature I'd inked that morning, the papers at my attorney's, the fuse set for 47 minutes from now. Clara prattled. Edward had snagged Halcyon Tech. AI potential, bought for a song. I remembered last week's call from Halcyon's founder. Are you sure, Miss Ellison? Selling to your brother? Trust me, Tom, everything's on schedule. Mar? Mom snapped. Your brother's speaking. Just thinking about my shift. Edward laughed, sharp as dropped glass. How much does thinking pay? I checked my watch. 32 minutes. My phone buzzed. Miko, my CFO. Stock transfer complete. Press in 30. Ready? Born ready, I typed. Family present. The music cut. The bar's screen brightened. Breaking news, the anchor said. Aurora Quanta has consolidated 12 tech firms, including Halcyon Tech. The founder and CEO. My headshot bloomed. Silence held. I folded my napkin. Dinner's on me. Morning after the restaurant, I sat in my real office. Top floor of Aurora Quanta, glass, sky, the city I'd been reshaping 4 years. A flood of missed calls. I opened a conference link and sent it to the family. They appeared in Ellison Capital's boardroom. Dad at the head, Mom tight-lipped, Edward pacing, Clara immaculate. Why aren't you here? Dad asked. My way, I said, sharing a document. 3 years ago after Edward's promotion, you said, some people don't have the stomach for power. Last month, Clara suggested assistance. Last night, you assumed I couldn't afford dinner in a place Mom winced. We were worried. No, you were comfortable. Next file, acquisitions, valuations like girders. 12 firms, portfolio today $4.7 billion, including Halcyon. Edward paled. We had a deal. You had a fantasy. The patent sat with an entity you never checked. Dad leaned in, voice velvet. Let's merge. Aurora Quanta and Ellison Capital. No. Silence. I brought up a calendar. Your headquarters lease? 60 days. I own the building. I won't renew. You can't, Edward hissed. I am. I checked the time. City Hall awaits. The mayor wants a tech corridor. I'm funding incubators and broadband. I ended the call. Clara texted, we should talk. Alone. She arrived 30 minutes later, Hermes clutched. They sent me to negotiate. She set a folder down. A peace offering. No deals, I said. But you can watch. The security feed pinged. Edward, at my server room door. Field trip, I told Clara. We rode the private elevator. Downstairs, 2 guards held Edward by the elbows. Looking for dirt? I asked. Try respect. It's rarer than gold. That evening, I chose neutral ground. The Blue Finch. Neon hum, coffee hiss, a bell that announces people, not pedigrees. I texted Dad, no boardrooms. If you want to understand me, come here. Alone. He arrived in a suit that looked allergic to laminate. Rosa, who trained me, slid him a menu. Specials pot roast, she said. No wine list, but the coffee's honest. He sat across from me, eyes moving from line cooks to students to janitors counting tips into a shared jar. Why this place? He asked. Because here I learned to read what's not spoken. Here I met Miko scraping plates to fund his masters. He's my CFO now. Tarek poured drip. He runs building security. Everyone you dismissed as background is the backbone. He swallowed. We were unkind. You were incurious. I nodded toward the door where Tarek barred Edward. Curiosity would have saved him embarrassment. Rosa brought pie. On the house for the lady who kept our health plan alive, she said. Dad blinked. You? People build companies, not balance sheets. He stared into his mug. Teach me. Tomorrow, 5 a.m., you'll bus tables. You'll learn names before titles. After that, I'll show you our incubators in the old Ellison Tower. Converted after your lease lapses. Affordable labs, open seminars, free childcare for founders. You can sponsor scholarships if you want useful penance. And Edward? He'll be fine when he stops measuring worth by door plates. We ate in quiet. When we stood, Dad reached for the check. Dinner's on me, he said, voice unpolished. I smiled. It always was. You just never saw who you were feeding. Outside, city lights stitched a corridor of possibility. I walked toward it, not as someone underestimated, but as someone understood.